awesome. I get to go on to the Summit Cup, which I can't wait. You know, I mean, these are such a blast. So to qualify and move on to that and get to go participate with those guys, I believe in August, it's a perfect day.
Now, you fished the Challenge Cup at Istapoga, so you know what to expect on that. But at what point during this did you start to really put it together? Because it seemed like some guys ran away and then you kind of caught back up and then just sprint.
Right. Yeah. It took me a little bit. I mean, I kind of know how I knew how I wanted to fish here, and where I started, it was decent that first period. I caught some decent fish, and then that second period, I was like, I'm going to try to expand still on what I found. Try some different areas, and the area where I spent most of my time these final two periods, I really figured it out. It was a main channel, kind of bluffy bank, but that current, there's just enough current. I guess they must just be pulling some water, just enough current to where there was a few more active fish along there than a lot of those other places, and I was able to, make several passes through there and catch a lot of good quality fish.
A lot of times when you get on those bluff banks, it seems like you kind of have to go with a falling bait to get them to work, but you used, I'm assuming, a Livingston crankbait that you were throwing.
I used a little square bill, and really isn't normal to throw a square bill along a bluffy bank like that, but the water's pretty stained. I didn't expect the water to be this stained, and when it's that stained and there's some current going, those fish tend to stay up shallow and just burn that crankbait right along those shallow rocks, and I mean they'd get it.
So it was late in the first period that you kind of started figuring out that they were there?
Yeah, I mean, no, it was actually the second period when I figured them out, but the first period I went to some places where I'd caught them before and fished the stuff that traditionally looked good, and at least stayed in the hunt. And then that second period, I started out slow. I fished around in the marina here and tried to fish a little crankbait and caught a couple little fish, but once I got on that key stretch, I made that one pass down it and eventually ran out of time, and then that's the third period, went back to the key stretches and expanded on it from there, and the rest is history.